इंदिरा गांधी की हत्या के बाद दिल्ली में करीब 3000 सिखों की हत्या को तत्कालीन सरकार चुपचाप देखती रही थी।
No one knows for sure what's happening in the Sikh stronghold in Amritsar because only government reports are coming from there. The Golden Temple is sacred to all Sikhs, and if government should move against the temple by force, most Sikhs would become militants.
Let's educate the Western world and let them know what's happening to the Sikhs in India. Otherwise, people will die in concentration camps and Sikhs will be burned on the streets of New Delhi.
I was 18 years old. I was in the city of Bombay, just getting back from my college when all this happened. When we found out that there were riots in northern India, I was just coming back from school. I heard about it from people. People were basically mourning Indira Gandhi's death at the same time. They were slogan shouting, "Kill the Sikhs, kill the Sikhs," and that happened basically all over India. And it happened around my school as well. Indira Gandhi, what people know, was a prime minister of very stubborn nature. She wanted to do things her way. She had problems in 1976 as well. When she was losing power, just to stay in power, people thought that she could do anything she wanted to. And almost every Sikh at that time thought that she purposely went after the Sikhs. And whatever she did was because of her, I would say, nature of being stubborn and wanted to do things her way. The leaders mostly were from her own political party. It's called National Congress Party of India, NCI. It did, families were torn apart, houses were burned, property was just, gone. There was arson for about a week. Yes, there were certain religions that went against each other. Basically, to this day, some people still feel the rift between Hindu and Sikhs because they still think, a lot of Sikhs think that it was mostly propagated or started by Hindus. Even though there were plenty of Hindus who gave shelter to Sikhs, they help them out, but to this day, yes, it has drawn a lot of ill will among themselves. Sikhs is a very, I would say, unique religion where they hold their own identity. They can shave their body hair after wear a turban. So it's very easy to recognize a Sikh male who wears turban, full-form beard. And the other thing for ladies, if they could, this is another religious reason of Sikhism. It's called Kharud. And anybody who wears this bracelet is 90% chance that he would be Sikhs, and they were targeting who were baptized Sikhs but had some religious signs on their body. And they were going after them. They were going after communities which were dominated by Sikhs, where they lived, the houses, their temples, businesses, names. Name is the other thing, because Sikhs have a unique name and it can be recognized that they are Sikhs. A lot of businesses that have Sikh names or Sikh religious names are targeted. They, like I said, were hiding at other people's houses who weren't Sikhs. Some of them even got out of their turban, got haircuts, tried to hide their identity. A lot of them fled the city, went out in the open. A lot of them packed up their stuff, took their drugs, and just moved. But basically, anywhere they could go. The police wasn't helping out at all, especially in the Indian capital of Delhi. That was the worst hit one, where 10,000 people were massacred in 1 week. And again, yeah, they were just hiding at friends' places, neighbors' places, and other places which weren't related to Sikhs. Felt like an outsider within my own country. Even though I was an Indian national, but that particular week, the way Sikhs were treated everywhere, it felt like, even though you're a citizen of the same country, but you're not treated as a citizen. It was a very alienating feeling. People moved on with their lives. It wasn't their neighbors who killed the neighbors. People came in from the outside. They were provoked politically. They did all those things. Worst thing from this, nobody has been actually charged for the riots. More than 10,000 people killed in a week. Not a single person being charged. Not a single person has been sent behind bars. Yes, a few got prosecuted, but at the end they were all let go free. So it's a very, when it comes around that time, like today is the 23rd of October, exactly in a week, this whole thing would start. The same feeling and nothing. Kids who weren't even born then are, they have teenage kids right now, but the justice hasn't been served. People are fighting. Again, you ask me who were the culprits who did that. People who did it are already either dead or in their old age. And I don't think justice will ever be served, and this is how people feel. And they'll be feeling for generations. What happened was a sudden thing. It was around 1 o'clock, it was lunchtime. I got out of my college and I was on my dad's motorcycle, and he had given me some vouchers to go collect freight because we were in the trucking business. At the same time, my dad was a naval officer as well. And I had gone out there, and that area was mostly dominated by Muslims. It's called Mohammedali Road, and it's a Muslim-dominated area. I went out there, had about 20,000 rupees with me. And one of the Muslims came out and we, with respect, called him Mia and said, Mia, what happened? He goes, well, Indira Gandhi has been assassinated and you should get out of here as soon as possible. There are mobs of, there's mobs coming out looking for Sikh Sardars, that's what they call them, and they might go after you, so you should get out of here as soon as possible. And that's where I found out that it has happened. And with me, the experience wasn't too bad. I saw some smoke, some slogan shouting, mobs just running around, chasing a few taxis, trucks, or even motorcycles, wherever they could find any Sikhs. With me, I was lucky, my dad being a Indian naval officer, just came into the cantonment where we lived, and that was a safe place. And just came and sat at home, told the whole story to my mom, and by that time we had army trucks coming in announcing that anybody from the cantonment, Sikh or non-Sikh, should not be going out because there's a possibility of riots breaking out. So that was my experience. So close, yet unharmed. He was a religious leader, he was a religious preacher, but he was portrayed as being a militant. Reason being, Sikhism believe in self-protection. They go follow the law, do everything, but if everything fails, then the last resort you have is your sword. And he encouraged younger Sikhs to get weapons, not illegal weapons, but legal weapons. Now, just because of that thought of his, he was looked as a militant, and he was portrayed as a terrorist. But other than that, he was just a religious preacher. He was asked several times to leave the Golden Temple complex, and he goes, no government has the right to ask a practicing baptized Sikh to, get out of a temple. If I am here, I am practicing my citizen rights, and nobody can kick me out. And they just wanted him out of that complex. And the reason was he's got weapons. Now, where these weapons were coming in from, only the government or he knows. Operation Blue Star is when the Indian Army, in their own theory, flushed out the militants from the Golden Temple. And it happened during the month of June, and it went on till also August 1984. Not only Golden Temple, there were other Sikh religious places, Gurudwaras. There's close to 129 that were raided by the Indian Army. People were arrested and killed. Now, the Blue Star operation that happened on a religious ceremony day, there were close to 2,000 innocent people killed in the crossfire between the people inside the temple and the Indian Army. There were other ways this Operation Blue Star would have been conducted, but the government opted not to do that. They could have cut down the water supply, electric supply, the food supply, but the government chose to use arms, tanks, and a whole Indian army to get out 450 people from that complex. That was Operation Blue Star. Indian government's theory is it was occupied by the terrorists, and we wanted to flush out the terrorists. But at the same time, there were only 450 terrorists, but the other 2,500 people who died were innocent pilgrims who went there to pray or visit that place on that day. From what has been told, and the media was shut down. Nobody could report what's going on in the capital city of Delhi or any other major cities. But from eyewitnesses, people who told, especially from my dad's friend whom I called uncle, yes, it was politically motivated by the ruling party. Yes, my dad's friend who basically raised us, he was in the Indian Navy too. A few months later, he visited us, totally out of the blue. And he just knocked at the door, opened the door, and it's about 15 or 16 years later, Mr. Chavinder Singh, my uncle, shows up. Hugs my dad says, how you doing? And he just started crying like a little baby. Loud, he goes, okay, come on in, what do you want? Have some water? He goes, no, I don't want water. And Dad asked me what's wrong. He goes, Indira Gandhi took everything. I goes, what do you mean? He said, well, our house is burned, all our trucks are burned in Delhi, we got nowhere to live. The only good thing, none of the family member was hurt or killed. But most of the relatives have been killed in Delhi because he was living in the capital city of Delhi, and that's where it happened. Lived with us for a week, helped him out as much as we could, took him down to the local temple where everybody gave him whatever they could. And those days we collected about 10,000 rupees for him, which he took back with him. Asked him, why are you still living in Delhi? That's my home, my family, and he himself and everybody up there and had to rebuild. When I visited him not too long ago, 10 years ago when I was in India, he could not rebuild his house. He's still renting a place and living. All his family is.